Hello, boys and girls. So, again, today we're going to go through a different lesson, and of course, you're going to notice my voice is going to be different for this one. This accent is actually um, a different variation on the British accent. So, I hope you enjoy it, and again, any accents that you want to hear me do, by all means, contact me through any means necessary, and let's jump into it. So, for our first lesson, we're going to be taking a look at context clues. Now, boys and girls, I know a lot of you are probably thinking right now, Mr. Shuffit, I know what a context clue is, you dolt. Teach me some real stuff. But, unfortunately, from what I remember from our time together, context clues were something that some of us were able to pick up on, but are a little tricky in all considerings. So, without further ado, this article that we're looking at from our work a couple weeks ago was Over Bridge and Tunnel. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because my expectation is that you've already read it. Yeah. However, I understand there are concerns in this article that we will be reading together. So, I'm not reading the whole thing to you. That's your job. But I will read some of it. So, number 1 says, what is the meaning of obstacles as it is used in paragraph 1 of the text? Now, boys and girls, I know I digress a little bit, but you're going to read this first and then answer questions. And then you're going to take the questions and you're going to go back and you're going to look at the article. Now, I'm lucky because I looked at the article. However, if you haven't, you're going to need to do some catch-up reading with us at this moment. So I'm looking at paragraph 1, and right off the bat, just side note I'm making, this paragraph 1 is shorter than paragraph 2 or 3. If you remember our writing lesson, or if you followed our writing lesson, you already know why the first paragraph is shorter. It's the introduction. So, they want to know what obstacle means. I have to read the sentences to find out, and it should only be 2 or 3. Mountains, lakes, and rivers can get in the way of people traveling from one place to another. They are structures that help people pass such obstacles. Bridges and tunnels help people overcome such barriers. So, obstacles. They are structures that help people cross such obstacles, or pass such obstacles. So, right off the bat, I'm thinking, okay, obstacles, as used in this, we're trying to pass. People trying to pass obstacles. Obstacles such as mountains, lakes, and rivers. So, a mountain and a lake and a river, I mean, if they're calling those obstacles, then I'm looking at something that means similar to a mountain, a lake, or a river, right? Well, the options that they give us are things made above or below ground. Well, mountains are made below ground, as I guess are rivers, but no, that doesn't sound right off the bat. No, you're trying to pass such things made above or below ground. I mean, perhaps, but let's read the rest of them just to make sure. Things that slow or stop movement. Things that slow or stop movement. You can't walk through mountains. You can't really walk quickly through lakes, right? They slow movement. And rivers are the same thing. You would normally need a bridge to cross a lake or a river. So, I like that answer as well. Things that help people travel. Well, now, we're talking about things that help people travel, right? Things that help people overcome barriers. That's not right. And things built through mountains or over water. Things built through mountains or over water. Well, no, that's the same thing that help people travel through these obstacles. I want to know what obstacle is. So it's between A or B. Things made below or above ground, or things that slow or stop movement. Well, boys and girls, you're going to want to always choose the best answer. Always choose the best answer. So if you think the best answer is A, then by all means choose it. You're going to have to back it up with reasoning. But if you chose B, boys and girls, you're correct. I would have chosen B. Things that slow or stop movement. That's exactly what they're talking about. Obstacles. If you think of an obstacle course like a race, it's literally a track built with the intent that you have to come up with creative ways to move past all these things, all these obstacles. it just makes sense that there are things that slow a stop movement. Now, boys and girls, what we're going to focus on now is looking at number 2. So, they want us to underline 4 context clues in paragraph 2 that best help you understand the meaning of the word renowned. Now, boys and girls, context clues, if you wanted a crash course on context clues, number 1 would have sufficed. If you want the in-depth version, this is it. Number 2 is all about finding 4 context clues. Now, this doesn't look like a lot of writing here, right? It's a small excerpt from paragraph 2, right? But it's important that you recognize that that's exactly where context clues lie. All around the word that they're trying to describe. It's a matter of show, not tell, right? In theatre, they use that expression as a way of communicating to actors that they need to show people the emotions, not tell them, "Oh, I'm so sad. I'm really messed up inside. I'm so sad and upset and angry." Well, it doesn't sound real if they say it like that. It requires the tears, right? It requires them to make an effort. They want to show you that they're upset. They want to sniffle and wipe their eyes and cry and have themselves a show. They're not going to tell you. Well, it's the same thing with writing, boys and girls. They're going to use the word renowned, but then they're not going to use it again. They're going to use other words that mean the same thing. And it's going to help you understand what renowned meant, what it means in the writing. So, look at number 2. We're going to read through this little excerpt that they give us before we even try to underline or figure anything out, because I want to know what we're working with. Anytime you do reading, boys and girls, anytime you do writing, anytime you have a test, make sure that you read everything. Directions, the passages that they give you, read and reread, because it's very important that you understand what you have to work with. They're not saying use the entire passage, they're saying use this excerpt, so read it and understand it. So, a bridge is built over a body of water, a highway or a railroad track. That's what a bridge is. Bridges vary in shape and are often placed above ground or water. Some are even famous. The Golden Gate Bridge is one of the most renowned bridges in the world. Boom. Renowned. I see the word. Okay. I found the word. Let's keep going. This celebrated structure crosses the entrance to San Francisco Bay and connects San Francisco to Northern California. Alright, so they're not using it again. Next sentence says the Golden Gate is known for its length and height, but it is best known for its beauty. So they only used it once, right, boys and girls? Kind of like I said they probably would. They're only going to use the word renowned once. Now, we need to find 4 context clues in all of this. 4. This is about 5 sentences, maybe 6. And you need to find 4 context clues that best help us understand the meaning of the word. So let me take you through my thinking, boys and girls. First and foremost, what does renowned mean? I want to know what renowned means before I try to find things that help me understand what it means, right? Because if I think renowned means the same thing as like a water bottle, let's just say the Golden Gate Bridge is the most water-bottled bridge of the world, right? Let's just say for a moment that that's the nonsense they're trying to tell us. Then I need to find something that tells me, oh, well, yeah, renowned means water bottle in this regard. It doesn't mean water bottle, boys and girls. Renowned actually, well, let me show you my first context clue, and then you'll know. So reading through this, boys and girls, the first thing that I noticed was when they start talking about bridges. They talk about a bridge here and how it's built, and then they say bridges vary in shape and are often above ground or water. Then they say some are even famous. So some bridges are famous. The next thing, boys and girls, the very next thing they do after saying that there are bridges that are famous is name a famous bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge is one of the most renowned bridges in the world. One of the most renowned bridges. So, renowned means, pause the video and answer it. Renowned means famous, boys and girls. Basically, means the same thing as famous. Well known, renowned, famous, highly discussed. It's a topic of conversation. It's a very well known bridge, boys and girls. So then they go on. So that would be my first context clue, boys and girls. Some are even famous, because then literally they talk about one of the most renowned bridges, which is the Golden Gate. Some are even famous. I would underline that one, boys and girls. That's number 1. You're looking for number 2. Well, that's going to come in the next sentence, boys and girls. This celebrated structure crosses over the entrance to San Francisco Bay and connects San Francisco to Northern California. That's a long sentence, but the thing that sticks out to me, boys and girls, and I'm hoping the thing that sticks out to you, is the word celebrated. This celebrated structure. So it's it's a renowned bridge, and now it is a celebrated structure, right? That's telling me that renowned probably means something similar to famous, maybe something similar to celebrated, right? That's number 2. Now into number 3, boys and girls. It doesn't really have anything else in the sentence. Helps connect San Francisco Bay and Northern California. Oh, sorry. Connect San Francisco Bay to Northern California. It is over the entrance. Actually, I guess what I said stands. So I was reading it as I was saying words. Sometimes, boys and girls, you have a thought and then you say something completely different from the thought. Happens. So that would be number 2. The Golden Gate is known for its length and height. Well, right there, boys and girls. No, it's known. It is a known. If something is popular, it's known. If something is famous, there's a good chance that everybody knows about it. If you don't know what the Golden Gate Bridge is, it's probably because you're a little young to know what a Golden Gate Bridge is. Mr. Shuffett knows, because Mr. Shuffett is a little older. He's watched a lot of movies and actually did a project on the Golden Gate Bridge. But it's very well known. Number 3. And for number 4, it is best known for its beauty. It is best known. They use the word known again. That would be, boys and girls, what I would choose as number 4. Now, these are the ones that I would underline, boys and girls. You could come up with anything that you'd like. They don't really give you a lot to work with, but that is also the idea, boys and girls. They don't want to confuse you. The idea isn't to give you work and say, I can't solve this stuff. No. It defeats the point to give you work that you can't do, boys and girls. What they want you to do is they want you to take this tiny little bit of text, this small little excerpt, and they want you to figure out what context clues are. They're trying to help guide you to that path. What I'm doing with this video, boys and girls, is not just simply giving you the answers, but helping you understand, showing you my thought process, so that just like this problem here, I can guide you to where you need to be. It is going to be difficult, boys and girls, I understand, because of all the craziness in the world, but I will do my best to continue to teach you things, including context clues. Now, boys and girls, I'm not going to do anything about the short response. That would be for you to do. And the meaning of subterranean, boys and girls, well, let's look at paragraph 3 real quick. Of course, not even the world's most famous tunnel gets many visitors who just want to look. It's hard to get a good view of the subterranean passage. Oh. Well, there you go, boys and girls. Think about the way they start that sentence, and then think about how they talk about a subterranean passage, right? Even the world's most famous tunnel gets many visitors who just want to look. Look with their eyes. It's hard to get a good view with your eyes of a subterranean passage. So there's people who go and see the world's most famous tunnel, and it's very hard to see that subterranean passage. So what is a subterranean passage? You should be able to figure that out on your own, boys and girls. All but hand-fed you that answer. As it is used in the sentence from paragraph 3, it's hard to get a good view of the subterranean passage. So, you should be able to figure out what the word means, boys and girls. I've all but hand-fed you that one. short response that'll be up for you to do, boys and girls, and this will conclude my lesson on context clues. And alright then, so that will conclude the video for this lesson. If you have any feedback for me, please reach out to me. You can leave a comment down below, or for parents and students, you have my contact information as well as Class Dojo. Really honestly, boys and girls, these videos are for you to learn, so I'm really hoping you're paying attention and not just letting the video play through. You're actually engaging with the lessons. Of course, any feedback is welcome as well. So if you'd like to see something change, if you have voice recommendations, please by all means. I understand, boys and girls, that this voice that I'm doing is not exactly polished. It was a great opportunity I saw to do some practice. It was a bit of a coin toss, so expect better voices in the future, and if I do happen to do a British accent in the future, it will most likely not sound like this one. I'm going to wrap up this introduction, this outroduction. It is a bit late when I'm recording this, boys and girls, so please bear with me. Thank you for your patience, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out, you're lovely. Thank you for watching.